Songwriters in the Round, where some new songs were found. It's Rhyme and Reason 704.
There's a rhyme and reason for your life. There's a rhyme and reason why you're...
Hey there, Tony here, and today I'm going to be talking about one of my lifelong favorite subjects, and that, of course, would be music. Now, if you've been following along with me here on the podcast or over at tonyfunderburk.com, if you've been following either one of those for a while, you might recall that I spent a year in Nashville. Yep, that one in Tennessee. Elgeline and I went there after a couple of years on the road because I wanted to make the songwriter rounds. And as it turned out, Nashville had, and probably still has, a lot of what they call songwriters in the round. And most of the time, there weren't really any circles in those songwriters in the round. It's kind of a figure of speech. I mean, usually we just sat in a row facing the audience and we took turns singing our original songs. Now, that was fun. That was cool. In case you've never heard me talk about it, I was almost always the only guy with a keyboard because, especially back then, Nashville was a guitar city. Yes, sir. So, you know what? That gave me an opportunity, right? You got lemons, you make lemonade. I had an opportunity to stand out before I even sang a note. And that happened more often than not. You know, they'd ask the songwriters to come up and everybody'd be carrying up these guitar cases. And here I was with my rectangular one, opening it up. And they're like, hey, that's not a guitar. And so, you know, the narrator, the guy who would be hosting it would be talking about, yeah, it looks like we got somebody with a really strange-looking guitar tonight, y'all. So it was fun. I did get to have that opportunity, and it was a great opportunity. I wouldn't change it for nothing. But the trouble was, I just wasn't country enough. You know, my experience was really good there because I got to write a bunch of catchy songs. But just wasn't country enough for them. I'm going to let you judge. I think this is pretty darn country, especially nowadays, considered what they're doing. But this is a little song called Keep It On Hold, y'all.
I looked around and you broke my heart in two. Too many times you made me wonder what to do. You rode your horses wild, wildflower bowing child. Let me spend my time with you. You got some good somewhere inside, but you keep it on hold, keep it on hold.
Okay, you can be honest. What'd you think? It really wasn't all that country, was it? It had a nice little country beat, I thought, but it didn't have the instrumentation that they usually like, and it wasn't the typical 1-4-5 chord progression and all that. So I guess it just wasn't country enough. It didn't get me on any radar, didn't get me on the maps over there. They kept telling me, you need to go to California. And I thought, no, I don't. I don't want to go to California. Even back then, I did not want to head out to California. And I sure am glad I never went there. I'm sure Elgeline and I both are. It's a beautiful place, but, when they used to say, that's where all the fruits and nuts are, that's, there's even more reason to think that now. So, didn't make it in Nashville, didn't go to California, but I still have people who listen to my music and they tell me wonderful things, and it's nice to hear. Thank you for tuning in, and I hope that brought you a smile or two as you're listening to it, maybe even tapped your toes. Till next time, this is Tony from TonyFunderburk.com, reminding you, as always, that life does have rhyme and reason because God made you.
There's a rhyme and reason.